लाइट है, लाइट नहीं है। हाँ ठीक। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. Today happens to be Friday, so we are having a Upadesha Sahasri. The prakaranam is what is that? What is the name of the prakaranam? Prakaranam is Ikshutrutva prakaranam. The seer. What is the nature of the seer? The seer prakaranam. Ikshutrutva prakaranam and 7th verse. We have seen the first page, second page, and third page. We have to see 115 in my book. It is 118G. It is 118. Nama Rupa Kriyabhyonyaha Nitya Mukta Swarupavan. Nama Rupa Kriyavan. Every form has a name and form, and it is because it is located in space, it is mobile. Nama Rupa Kriya Bhyaha. From all these three. Anyaha. The truth is Anyaha means unlike. It is not something other, it is not something, it has no, it is not apart from it. It is only unlike the Nama, unlike the Rupa, unlike the Kriya. It is free from Nam Rupa and it is free from Kartrutvam also. I identify with the body, and the body also has name and form, and it is mobile. It's located in space, and therefore it can move from place to place, from point of space to point of another point of space, and therefore it is mobile. And because I identify with the body, and therefore I feel I am a name and form, and I am karta. Kartrutvam is only notional. Kartrutvam is due to adhyasa, please. I identify with what is mobile, and therefore I feel mobile. Otherwise, there is no mobility. The space also feels. Supposing the space feels I am mobile, it is only because it identifies with the four walls of the pot, or the room, or the house, and therefore, and that is the walls of the pot are located in space, and therefore, when the walls of the pot, when the pot moves, the space in it also thinks that I am mobile. But actually, the space as such doesn't move. The space is not located in another point or another space, and therefore there is only one space, please. And therefore, space is not located. Space is directly located in the truth, and therefore in consciousness, and therefore the one who sees. And therefore, Nama Rupa Kriyabhyaha Anyaha. The consciousness is something, it is unlike Nama, Rupa, and Kriyatmakaha. Nitya Mukta Swarupavan. It is ever free. It is ever Nitya Mukta Swarupavan. It by nature, it is, even when you think that you are bound, it is Muktaha. And therefore, that I am bound by samsara, that I am bound by this body, despite man's thinking that I am a bound person, he is by nature free. And that is why the Shruti says you are a free person. Even despite your feeling that you are bound, despite your feeling, that feeling is not the truth. That feeling does not affect that feeling is adjasta, because that identification is adhyasa. And wherever there is yatra adhyasa, tatkritena gunena doshena va anumatrena sambandhite. Even though there is adhyasa, anything that is adjasta does not affect the adhishtanam, does not qualify the adhishtanam. And therefore, Nitya Mukta Swarupavan. Aham Atma. Aham Atma. I am the I is not Deha. I is the Atma. Atma means manin pratyaya. Manin pratyaya. Manin pratyaya. Manin pratyaya means it is manin is pratyaya. It is a termination with at dhatu. At dhatu, that which breathes. At an dhatu, that which breathes is what is called the Atma, that which breathes and that which thinks, that which eats, etc. Aham Atma, Param Brahma. And Brahman also is Manin Pratyaya. Aham Brahma. I am Brahma. I am unlimited. I am the subject and I am also unlimited. I feel I am limited because I identify with the limited with the body, limited to the body. I think I identify with the body, and the body is limited, and therefore I feel I am limited. There is no limitation otherwise, please. You can't think of the limitation. When you transcend the body, you can't think of limitation to yourself. And therefore, in the deep sleep state, you transcend the body. Therefore, you transcend the limitation also. You transcend the name and form and kartrutvam, everything. You transcend the time and space, everything. Because you are identified with the form, and therefore you feel I are limited. And minus the deha dhyasa, there cannot be any sense of limitation. And therefore, that's why Bhagavan says, what is jnanam? Swarupa avadharanam. Determining your nature is what is called Brahma, is called jnanam. Determining your nature. Your nature is, it is not located in time, it is not located in space, you are not located in the body. In fact, the thoughts are, you are not located in the thoughts, you are not located in any avastha, you are not located, everything is located in the truth, please. Atma is the accommodator of the whole thing, but is not affected by what it accommodates. Just as the space accommodates the fire, but it's not burnt by the fire. It's located by water. It doesn't wet the water. It doesn't wet the space. It accommodates the earth, but it doesn't is not cut by the earth, the earthly objects. And there similarly, it accommodates the air, but it's not dried up by the air. And therefore, the space is something that accommodates the four elements. It's not affected by the four elements. In the same manner, the true consciousness accommodates the five elements, but the consciousness of being accommodative of the five elements is not qualified by the five elements, it's not touched by the five elements. And this is exactly what is to be thought of, what is to be done, which our reflection has to be done, the discerning between Atma and Anatma. All these things are aspects, they're all connected to Atma and Atma Vichara, please. Aham Atma Param Brahma. Chinmatroham. I am solely Chinmatraha. Chinmatraha means I am solely consciousness. You are not a mixture of both consciousness and the body, please. You are not an assemblage of anything. You are solely consciousness. Saindava Ganavata. Like the crystal of salt. There is nothing but only sodium chloride. In the same manner, you are only consciousness. And therefore, Chinmatroham. Sada Advaya, Sada. Even when you think, even when there is a sense of division, that sense of division is notional. And the notional is not affected by, doesn't affect the fact. The fact is that you are indeed free from the Dvaitam. Sada means always. Always is a word. Always also don't mean in time. It is free from time. That is called always. Freedom from time is called always, please. Otherwise, it becomes always in time. No, it's always means free from time, free from time. That is what is called always. Sada Advayaha. Even when you feel that you are located in time and space, and therefore even then, and therefore there is a sense of division. Even when you feel that there is a sense of division, that sense of division is located in the non-dual, and therefore it is adjasta in the non-dual, and therefore the non-dual nature is always your nature, and the nature is doesn't fall, even just because there is an error, like the ropeness doesn't fall just because you see it as a snake. An error doesn't affect the fact, please. In fact, the whole Vedanta, it means only the error doesn't affect the fact. That is what is to be understood. A fact, you are indeed a fact, a conscious fact. You are not that I am the body is a conscious notion. That it is a notion. That I am the body is a notion. Body is material, but you are a conscious being. That you are conscious is a fact about you. that you are conscious is a fact. You are conscious. You are not located in time. Time is located in consciousness. Space is located in consciousness. And everything is located in time and space. And therefore, if everything along with the time, all that is located in time, along with the time, all that is accommodated in space, and along with the space is located in the truth, in consciousness. And therefore, in that consciousness, the what? Sada Advayaha. Even when you think that there is a division, Dvaitam, there is no Dvaitam, please. Dvaitam is indeed yourself. Advaitam is indeed your nature. Being your nature, it doesn't change it, please. Advaitam doesn't change it. Sada Advayaha. Sada means always, free from being free from time. Sada means always. Always means, it means free from time. When the time becomes unmanifest, you are not, that's not, all that is in time also becomes manifest, unmanifest. And when it is unmanifest, when things become unmanifest, you are very much there. When all thoughts go away, you are there very much as a witness of the departure of all thoughts. And therefore, you are very much there. And therefore, when the thoughts are there, you are there as the seer of the thoughts. When the thoughts are not there, you are very much there as the seer of the no thought, absence of thoughts. And therefore, that the thoughts were there, and therefore, now the thoughts are not there. That is also seen. That is why when after waking up from the deep sleep state, if somebody asks you, what did you see there? I didn't see anything. But I didn't see anything is not a faith, is not a belief, please. There was no time. That there was no time, no space, no body was felt, no time is felt, no space was felt, no universe was felt, nothing was felt. And that is not, it's not shunyam. There is always someone who recollects that experience and says that I did not see anything. And therefore, it is not a state of shunyam, it is a state of fullness, please. It is a state of fullness. It is a state of your being as a full. Therefore, deep sleep state is cited only to show that you are indeed a full being. And it is not to stay, it is not to prove that it was a state of ignorance or knowledge. It was a state of fullness of your being. And therefore, here it is said, Aham Atma Param Brahma. Param means the Desha Kala Vastu Parichinna Shunyam. Param Brahma. I am indeed the timeless Brahman. Chinmatroham. I am indeed, I am solely consciousness. Sada Advayaha. I am always Advayaha, free from the Dvaitam. And when you are free, when you translate, Dvaitam is something that can be, that is in the form of a thought. Advaitam is not in the form of a thought. Freedom from thought is not another thought, please. Freedom from thought is not another thought. Please understand this point very well. Freedom from thought is not another thought. Freedom from thought is the presence of you, and therefore the entire Dvaitam is in the form of thought. And therefore, in the deep sleep state, you are free from thought. And that is not another thought. Therefore, to think that deep sleep state also is a thought is a wrong thing. And therefore, freedom from thought is not another thought. Freedom from thought, not that you are thinking of absence of thought. It is a freedom from thought. You don't think of the absence of the thought in the deep sleep state as an experience, but in the waking up, you recollect it. It is an experience. Experience is not a thought, please. Anubhava is not a thought. Thought is an object of anubhava. When the thought is there, you experience the presence of the thought. When the thought is not there, you experience the absence of the thought. That experience is not the thought, please. And therefore, experience the Atma is Anubhava Swarupam. Atma is in the form of experience. You are in the form of experience, and therefore, it is not something that is in the form of the thought. The truth is not in the form of the thought. The thought is adhyastha in the truth. Consciousness is different from thought, and therefore, aham atma param brahma chinmatro ham sadadvaya. This verse, seventh verse is over. Ji. Eighth verse is aham brahmasmi. Bhagavan says here, I am the Brahma. I am unlimited. I am unlimited means I am not the body, etc. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm independent of breath, etc. This is to be understood. When you are not the body, you are not any of the details of the body, please. When you are not the form, you are not the body also. When you are nama, rupa, Aham Brahmasmi means I am unlimited. Unlimitedness is not a size. It is freedom from size. Body is a size, and freedom from that body is freedom from that size. Freedom from that size is size free. Size free means unlimited, and therefore in Sushupti you are free from the. You don't feel the body, and therefore you are free from size. Please, you are unlimited. Sushupti, that is your nature. Please, unlimitedness is your nature. Aham Brahmasmi, Karta cha Bhokta cha. And those who think that I am unlimited, I am Brahman, and also Atma. I am also Atma. I am the subject. I am also Bhokta. I enjoy. Yogarato va Bhogarato va Sangarato va Sangavihina. Yasya Brahman Ramate Chittam Nandit Nandit Nandityeva. In this manner they quote. The one who I have the knowledge, but I enjoy the objects. When I enjoy the objects, such people, Bhoktacha ye vidhu, those who think that I am both jnani and also enjoyer of the objects. I am the doer also. I do things and I achieve things and I enjoy things. In this manner, those who think te nashtaha, they are free from, they have fallen from jnana karma bhyam. They have fallen from both jnana and karma. They have fallen from both karma kanda and jnana kanda. They have fallen from the whole Veda. Nastikaha syuhu, and they only become materialists. Materialist means Nastikas. Yavat jivet, sukham jivet, only sense pleasure is what you want. Sense pleasure is not exactly. Sense pleasure is only to minimize the dukkham. Sense pleasure does not give you sukham. Sukham sukhatvam is indeed peacefulness is your nature, comfort is your nature, and therefore pleasures only make you less uncomfortable, and it only minimizes the discomfort, please. And therefore, real comfort is indeed your nature, real peace is your nature, and therefore those who think that I am a jnani, that I am Brahman, and also I am Karta Bhokta, iti ye viduhu. In this manner, those who think I am both a jnani and also Karta Bhokta, te nashtaha, they have fallen both from Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda both. They have fallen from the Veda itself. Jnana Karma Bhyam nashtaha, Nastikaha Syuhu. And they are indeed Nastikas, means ultimately they think there is no God, there is no truth, there is no truth, there is no God, Nastika Hasyuhu. And they think that I am Karta Bhokta, and therefore they are Nastika Hasyuhu, because they have fallen from both Jnana and Karma. They can't be Karma Yogis, because they cannot be even Karmathas. Karmathas also cannot be. They only say karma gives you next life only. But in this life I will do the Laukika karma, and that Laukika karma will bring me the result now, and then I will enjoy the result. In this manner they think. They think the Nastika they are only materialists. Nastika Hasyuhu. Nasamshayaha, and there is no doubt. Nasamshaya, doubt free. There is no doubt that they become only Nastikas. Nastikas means there is no truth. In this manner they think, because they think that they are Brahman, they are Jnanis, and they are Kartas and Bhoktas. And therefore, in order to know, if you are a Jnani, then you don't feel the Kartrutvam and the Bhoktrutvam. And Kartrutvam and Bhoktrutvam is only because the body is the Karta, the body is the Bhokta, and therefore when I identify myself with the body, then I begin whatever the quality the body has, that quality would belong to me, and then I would take. It is a notional place. I consider myself as a karta. I consider myself as a bhokta, and those who think that they are both jnanis and kartas and bhoktas, they have fallen from both karma and jnanam, and they are nastika hasyu. And therefore, here what is to be understood is, if one is a jnani, then he is neither a karta nor a bhokta. He doesn't run after the objects. If he is atma, if he is a jnani, then doesn't run after the objects. If he is a ajnani, then alone he will run after the objects. And therefore, he has no kartrutvam, he has no bhoktrutvam. And therefore, ये नष्ट ते नष्टाः ज्ञानकर्मभ्यां नास्तिका स्युः न संशयः. There is no doubt. You don't have to doubt about it. You don't have to doubt about it. And therefore, na samsayaha. There is no doubt about it. And in the next verse he said, and therefore, jnanam is different from kartripum and bhoktripum. Jnanam is not adjasta. It may presuppose adhyasa. It is the right knowledge, and it presupposes the wrong knowledge, but it itself is not wrong knowledge. Every right knowledge presupposes the wrong knowledge, and therefore every, like literacy presupposes illiteracy, the process of literacy presupposes illiteracy. If you are already literate, then you don't have to follow the process of literacy. And therefore, similarly here, right knowledge always presupposes wrong knowledge. And therefore, knowledge it is not adhyasta, it presupposes adhyasa. It is not wrong knowledge. It may not be a part of the truth. That doesn't mean it is wrong. It is not avidya. Vidya corrects the avidya and itself goes. The light is not me, but it removes the darkness. It doesn't qualify me, but it removes the darkness for my sight. And therefore, in the same manner, the right knowledge removes the wrong knowledge. Neither the right knowledge qualifies the truth, nor the wrong knowledge qualifies the truth. Both don't qualify the truth. The truth is only consciousness. And therefore, consciousness as free from Dvaitam is the truth. And therefore, it is not adjasta. The right knowledge is not adjasta. It may presuppose adhyasa, but it does not. It is not itself. Itself is not adhyasa. Avidya is adhyasa. Avidya kalpitam. Avidya is non-understanding. Non-understanding and misunderstanding is called avidya, and that non-understanding and misunderstanding is corrected by the misconception is corrected by vidya, and vidya is not adhyasa. It may not qualify the truth, but it definitely removes the avidya, please. And therefore, it is not adjasta. This I have explained very well, and therefore you please think about this. It only presupposes adjasta. Right knowledge presupposes wrong knowledge, but itself is wrong knowledge. It is not wrong knowledge. Right knowledge removes the wrong knowledge. Anything that removes the wrong knowledge, anything that disproves the wrong knowledge, is the right knowledge anyway. And therefore, here it is said, those who think that I have the right knowledge, but I'm also karta, I'm also bhokta. They have fallen from both karma kanda and jnana kanda both, and therefore, and they are nastikaha syuhu, and they are only nastikaha. Nastikaha means they are non-believers, non-believers in God, non-believers in the truth, and therefore, na samshayaha, there is no doubt about it. Dharma phalair bhogaha yogaha ishtaha. In karma kanda, I know what happens is, in karma kanda, when a person performs an action, he always has a desire. He is called a karma kandi. Karma kandi means karma, just as in Veda, karma kanda is a part of Veda. It is Brahmana portion. That is why the Brahmins are called Brahmanas, because they follow the Brahmana portion of Veda. Brahmana portion means the rituals, the karma kanda, and therefore that karma kanda, when they follow, every person who follows karma kanda has a desire, please, and therefore karma kandis have more desires. They have desires in the next life. They want to have the better birth. They want to go to other worlds, and they want to enjoy the objects hereafter. In this manner, they think that the punya, they perform the ritual, and the ritual produces the adrishtam. Adrishtam means it is punya, and that punya takes them to the drishta result, the pleasure. The pleasure is drishtam, is seen, is experienced, all right, is an object of experience. But to begin with, the ritual is drishtam. The result of the ritual is punya, and that is unseen, adrishtam. How do you know that it is a punyam? Because Shastra says so. And therefore, Shastra is indeed is the pramanam. Shastra is the pramanam. Dharma phalair yogaha. Ishtaha. Phalaihi yogaha. that I will fulfill my desires is desired by a student of karma kanda. Ishtaha, it is desired. An object is desired by a student of the karma kanda. And why is atmanaha yoga means sambandha. Dharma phalair yoga. Dharma, I am always associated with the fruit of dharma and the fruit of adharma. Punya gets associated with me, papa gets associated with me, and that punya and papa are not seen, and therefore what is in store for me, I don't know. Whether there is punya or papa. If there is a lot of punya in my account, in my name, and then I will get pleasures. That pleasure is drishtam place, whereas punya is adrishtam. Punya is adrishtam, papa is adrishtam, and therefore the pleasure is drishtam, the ritual is drishtam, the ritual is seen, the pleasure is seen, experienced, but the punya and papa is not adrishtam, is adrishtam, and therefore it comes to me. How do you know? The Shastra says so. Dharma phalaihi yoga ishtaha adrishtaha, it is unseen. This that the punya and papa adrishtam, but it comes to me. It is adrishta. It is invisible, but yet it comes to me. Why? Because the Shruti always says, the Karmakanda always says, as you do, so you reap. If you do the karma produces adrishta phalam, and that adrishta phalam, the ritual always produces the punya and papa. Your prayers always produce punya, and that punya is indeed merit, and that is something that is invisible, and therefore adrishta yatha atmanaha shastrat, and it is known only through shastra. Yatha atmanaha means yourself. You get associated with punya and papa, the adrishtam, and it is known only through shastram. Shastrat tatha, similarly, shastrat means through the shastram. Even though you can't, there is no pramanam whether you will get punyam or papam, but the shastra says so. Shastra says you will get the punyam, you will get the papam, and you have the belief in the shastram, and you believe the shastram, and therefore you believe in the punya and papa in your name, and therefore Shastrat Brahmatvam api, and even the Brahmatvam, that you are indeed Brahman, is that you are indeed Brahman. Asya, this person, a student of Vedanta, he thinks that just as in Karmakanda, the Punya and Papa are associated with Atma, only that is believed through the Shastram, but Brahmatvam also is believed to be Atma, to be my nature through Shastram. But here, in the case of Vedanta, it is not only Shastram but also Anubhava and Yukti. Shastram, Yukti, Anubhava, all the three are there. That is what is called Samanvaya. There is Samanvaya between Anubhava experience and Yukti, the logic, and the Shastram. Shastram says so, the logic says so, and the experience also says so. What is it that is said? That you are indeed Brahman, the Atma is indeed Brahman, the subject is Brahman, the conscious being is Brahman. The conscious being is not one of the things. He identifies with the body, the thing, and therefore he thinks that I am a thing. But he is not a consciousness is not a thing, please. Consciousness is a being, and consciousness is something that accommodates everything. You are conscious of an object. That object is not parallel to consciousness, it is within consciousness. Unless a thing falls within the sunlight, you cannot see it. Similarly, here also, you cannot know an object unless it falls within the knowledge, within consciousness. And therefore, the sunlight falls also when you see the sun. The sun is seen by you, and therefore the sun also falls within consciousness. The whole universe falls within the consciousness. You are aware of the universe, and therefore the universe falls within consciousness. And that consciousness, even the body falls within consciousness. And consciousness is not something, a thing. It is not a name and form and kriya. It is free from name and form and kriya. Kriya means action. It is not located in time and space, and therefore यथा आत्मनः शास्त्रात् ब्रह्मत्वमपि अस्य मोक्षः. Asya means of this individual who is a student of Vedanta, he gets moksha, and that is known only through Shastram. Even though it is not known only through the Shastram, in Karmakanda, Adrishtam, Punya, Papam are known only through the Shastram, whereas Brahmatvam is known through the Shastram and also Yukti and Anubhava both. Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava, all the three are indeed Samanvaya. They are, even the right logic always leads to your existence, right logic, but not speculative logic, but right logic, the logic that is used by the Shastra, the logic that is used by the Shastra. Shruti, Shruti, Anugrahita Starkaha. The tarka that is used by the Shruti always leads to consciousness, leads to the truth, leads to the knowledge of the truth. And therefore, Anubhava also, your experience in Sushupti, that is Anubhava. It is not something that is a thought. It is not believed, please. You don't believe the Sushupti. That you had Sushupti is not a belief. That you are awake is not a belief. It is knowledge. That you had a dream is not a belief. That you remember it. Just as you had an experience of an object, that is you remember it, and therefore it is not a belief. It is memory. It is your knowledge, and therefore it is true indeed that you have a waking, you have a dream, and you have a sleep. What does the sleep prove? The sleep only proves that it is an experience. Sleep is anubhuyamanatvat. Shankaracharya says anubhuyamanatvat. It is being experienced. Sushupti is always experienced. Sushupti being experienced, it is in the form of anubhava. Because it is in the form of anubhava, it is not a thought, and therefore it is not a belief. Please, even before the birth, there was no form. That is also not a belief. That is also not a belief. That is also an experience. Experience is something that is non-dual, and therefore experience is your nature. Please, experience is your nature. Anubhava swarupaha. You are indeed anubhava swarupaha, and therefore thought is different. Thought is adjasta in you, but anubhava is your experience, your nature, and therefore sushupti is anubhava, and that anubhava and yukti and shuddhi anugraha is the tarka and shruti. All the three have samanvaya. Samanvaya means they all meet at one point. Shruti, Yukti, Shruti and Shruti Anugrahita, Starka and Anubhava, all of them, Shruti Anugrahita, Anubhava, all of them meet at the same point. They only prove the logic that is used by the Shastra is meant to explain what the Shastra means. Shastra means only freedom from Dvaitam, and that in Karma Kanda, the Punya and Papa are accepted only on the basis of the Shruti, but that you are Brahman is accepted only on the basis of, not only on the Shruti, but also on the basis of the logic and also Anubhava, please. Jnanat tatha ishyatam. And therefore jnanam, let it be, let it, here he means to say, if you can understand jnanat through knowledge, ishyatam, let it be accepted. It means just as punya and papa are accepted by the Shastra, and in the same manner Brahmatvam also is accepted by the Shastra, he says. But then I feel it is not only the matter of Shastram, it is also on the basis of Anubhava and Shruti Anugrahita Tarka. Tarka used by the Shastram. And therefore, the right Tarka, that is the right Tarka. And it is a simple Tarka, please. Simple Tarka is when the thought is there, you are there. This is called Anvaya Vyatireka Nyaya. When thought is there, you are there. When thought is not there, also you are very much there. Because you cannot be negated. Then again, the thoughts can be negated. What is created can be negated, but the truth cannot be negated. And therefore, that is you are the truth, and therefore you are never replaced by a creation in you. Just as your hand cannot be replace you existence, in the same manner here also your thoughts cannot replace you, your waking thoughts cannot replace you. Even to have the thoughts, you have to be there. Even that the thoughts have not, should not be there, are not there, you have to be there. as the witness, as the proof of their absence. If you are not there, then how do we know that the thoughts were not there? And therefore, you cannot experience your own absence. You can experience the something else absence. You cannot experience your own absence, and therefore, the absence is the thought's absence is experienced. Thought's presence is also experienced by you, and that experiencer is you, and you are of the nature of the experience, or you can say you are experiencer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Experiencer and experienced relation. That relation also has to be bracketed with the experienced, and you are when you are free from the experienced, you are only the anubhav swarupaha, and therefore when that relation also is adjasta, and therefore we don't accept the punya and papa are accepted on the basis of the shastram alone. That is a matter of belief. But in the case of Brahmatvam, Vedanta is not based upon mere belief, please understand. It is not based on belief. It is based on Anubhava, experience. It is based on Tarka. It is based on Vedanta, Anubhava, Tarka that is used with Vedanta and Vedanta statements. The statements of Vedanta are that you are indeed. And another thing, I was listening and another thing is, I was listening on telephone, on TV, that there are many gods in Hinduism. There are not many gods. There is only one God, and there is only God, not one God. It is not monotheism also. Whatever is there is only God. The explanation for the form, what is it? You are living amidst the forms. Your food is form. Your water is form. Your body is form. Your children are form, and your grandchildren also are a form. Everything is a form. And what is the explanation for the form? And therefore, the explanation for the form is that the truth is infinite, and the infinite cannot exclude the form. The truth must include the form. The form is adjust on the truth, and therefore the form is a creation in the truth. And therefore, it is inclusive of all the forms, and therefore form is used to worship because it is made of the formless, the truth. The form is made of the formless. The truth is formless, that we also accept. But then, the form we explain that the formless is the truth of, is the material for all the forms, and therefore you can always use the form to worship the formless, and therefore don't feel anything wrong about Hinduism, please. Hinduism is a great thing to be understood, and therefore many people don't understand Vedic culture. Vedic culture is something to be understood, and therefore maybe in time they will understand, but right now they don't understand, because they're all buddhus. The most of the human beings are foolish, and therefore they don't understand. Those who understand are really brilliant. Those who understand Hinduism are really brilliant. Those who don't understand Hinduism are really stupid. And therefore here it is said, the karma kanda, the punya and papa association with the punya and papa, as you do, so you reap, is indeed a matter of belief. But that you are Brahma, that you are free from the limitation, is not a belief, please. It is based on Shastram, Yukti, and Anubhava. All these three things have to be mentioned. Yeah, Maharaj, this verse also is over, ninth verse also is over, and the 10th verse we have to see. Ya Maharajana Rajanadhyaha. Maharajnadhyaha means Maharajnadhyaha means the clothes that are dyed in turmeric. Means colored clothes, because the dream is always felt as full of colors, and therefore Ya Maharajnadhyaha Taha Vasanaha Swapnadarshibihi. They're all nothing but impressions made in the mind. They can all be converted. They're all thoughts only. What look like objects in the dream? They're only thoughts. They're only perceptions. Vasanaha. They're only perceptions. Swapnadarshibihi. And but the experiences of the dream perceive only the colored clothes. The colors are perceived. The colors are perceived by the dreamers. Swapnadarshibihi. Anubhuyante. Anubhuyante are experienced. What is experienced? The colors are experienced by the dreamers. But they all look like colored objects. But they are not colored objects, they are colored impressions, means colored perceptions. There are only colored perceptions. Eva iha tataha anyaha kevala drishihi. And the one who drishihi means the one who experiences is indeed drishihi. One is drashta, the other is drishihi. What is the difference between drashta and the drishihi? Drashta means the seer, drishihi means the sight. The means drashta means is related. Drashta means related to something. Drishihi means only the sight. That relate is a non-dual. Drashta can be the trich pratyaya is there. Drashtru drashta. Drashta drashtara drashtaraha. Drashtaram drashtarav drashtrun. The drashta means the trich pratyaya. Trich pratyaya is there. And therefore it means a relationship related to the scene. But drishya means unrelated to any scene. Like the deep sleep state is unrelated to any scene. And that is exactly what is called drishya. Drashta means related to, you are a father, that you are a father, you know that you are a father, you are a drashta. And your fatherness is seen by you, your son is seen by you, your grandson is seen by you, your wife is seen by you, your parents are seen by you, and therefore there is a relationship. And because you are the seer of the related to and also the relationship, and therefore wherever there is a relationship, then you are a drashta. When there is no relationship, you are drishihi. And therefore drashta has trich pratyaya, drishi doesn't have trich pratyaya. And therefore you have to discern between drashta and drishihi. Drashta is the trich pratyaya is there. That is why it is said nahi drashtuhu drishtahe. Drishtihi means the sight. Drishtihi is not, there is no trich pratyaya. Drashta means trich. Drashtuha drashtuhu. Drashtuhu means sixth ekvachanam. Drashtu nahi drashtu drishte. The sight of the seer has no negation at any time. The sight of the seer has no negation. In the same manner, that sight is what is called drishihi. And therefore drashta means trich pratyaya. Drishi means the absolute. In the deep sleep state, you are not drashta. From the waking point of view, you are the seer of the absence. But as anubhava, there is no other. There is neither presence of the thoughts nor the absence of the thoughts. There is no, as anubhava, you are absolute anyway, and therefore there is no drashta. There is only drishihi in the deep sleep state. Ya Maharajanajaha, and after waking up, you always say they were no objects. They were only perceptions. They are only vasanas. Vasana means perceptions, please. Yeah, it means only perceptions. Don't translate them as desires. The vasanas to be exhausted, etc. You can't exhaust the vasanas. You have to disprove the vasanas, please. You have to disprove the vasanas. They are not, they are impressions. They are only perceptions. And they become impressions. When you wake up, you understand they are all perceptions. And therefore, in the dream state, you say that they're all colored objects. They're all colored objects. But those objects are indeed not objects, they are only perceptions. After waking up, you look back and understand belatedly, you understand them, and that they were not objects, they were only perceptions. And then those perceptions are called vasanaha. These vasanas are called really impressions. Swapnadarshibihi anubhuyante. And they are also seen after waking up, you say there were no objects, there were only perceptions. In the same manner, the waking state also, and they may look like objects of perception, but actually they are only perceptions, because the proof of their own existence is only the perception. You see the mountain, and that you are seeing, that it is available for sight, for seeing, universally, is the proof of its existence. And therefore every object is proved only by perception, and therefore you don't experience them as creations, you experience them as only perceptions. This is a very important point, please. The very important point, very important point. You don't experience it is taught by the Shastra as a creation, but it is experienced only as a perception. As perception, it is avidya. As creation, it is maya. Please, Srishti is a maya Srishti, and everything is as a perception. It looks like a matter of perception. It looks like an object of perception. It looks like an object, but actually it is a perception. And like the dream also appears like objects, but actually when you wake up, you understand it was a mere perception. Like the snake you see, it is only a perception. You see the rope as snake. You see the rope as snake, and but then you only perceive the snake. Perceive the snake. You don't. There is that is your experience, and it looks like an object, please. But it is not an object. It is only a perception. Similarly, rajitam in the silver is only a pratiyate. Rajitamiti pratiyate natatra rajitamasti. Bhagavan says there is no rajitam there. There is no silver there. Man only perceives that it is rajitam. It is only a perception. It is not a thing, please. And therefore, adhyasa means there is no universe as a thing. The universe is only a perception. And this is a very big philosophy, please. Please understand this point very well. This is the life-changing thing. This is a life-changing, the life-changing thought it is. That there is no universe, there is only a perception. There are no dream objects. There are only dream perceptions. And everything can be reduced to perception. Object can be reduced to perception. Events can be reduced to perception. But perception can be reduced to consciousness. And that consciousness is you. And therefore there is no consciousness anywhere. You are only consciousness. Jiva is only of the nature of solely consciousness. And therefore everything can be reduced to consciousness, perception, and perception is reducible to consciousness. Understandable to be nothing but consciousness, only consciousness. And the more of it we will see in the next class. And I want to make an announcement, please. Very clear announcement. I have been looked after by Janardhan and his son very well. And suppose I keep falling down again and again and again, and therefore supposing my body becomes, supposing I die, please come over here, and all the students can come here, and please see to it that Janardhan and his son go back to their house very peacefully, very happily. Don't harass them. Let them not be harassed, and let them be sent back. You can even give them some money for fare, etc. And therefore they have been so good to me. And I would like to, I'm making this announcement because I've got a fear that you may come and harass them, and you may come and the police may harass them, thinking that they have killed me, etc. I don't. Then nobody kills me. Nobody can. They are not like that. People. They are very good people. They have been serving me so well, and therefore please come and see to it that they are not harassed. Please see to it that they are not harassed. Please see to it that they are not harassed. This is my request. This is my prayer to you. Please see to it that they are not harassed, and you can, and Swamiji announced in the no in the online classes, and therefore, and after the online class on such and such a date, you can write even a date today. The date today is, what is the date today, please? 15th of July, and 2022. And therefore, supposing I fall down and die, and please don't harass them. Please let them not be harassed, and let them go back very peacefully, very happily, that they have served me, and they have been serving me so well. They have been looking after me so well. But then I keep falling down, and that is they cannot be all the time with me. They go to bath, they go to take baths, etc. And when I am alone, and I also start moving, and when I start moving, I may fall down, and when I fall down, I may break my bones and etc. And please don't come and harass them. Please don't come and have हाँ मर गए थे आप लोग, etc. etc. Don't tell them. But they are very good people. When they are free, they are always with me. But then sometimes it happens जो प्रारब्ध में है वो होगा, but then that doesn't mean that, but then they deserve to be harassed. They are not harassed. They should not be harassed. Please come. When I die, all the students can come over, and please see to it that they are not harassed. Thank you very much. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. सदगुरु भगवान की जय, गंगा मैया की जय। थैंक यू।